Hello, hello. Welcome, brothers and sisters, and happy Kwanzaa to you. I hope you are enjoying yourself and, really finding time to be with your family during this time. Today, we are talking about the Nguzu Saba principle of Nia. And Nia means purpose. That is, what is your purpose? As an individual, as a son, as a brother, as a father, as a friend, as a member of the community, what is your purpose? And what are you going to do in these coming days and months and years to make sure that you put yourself in the best place to achieve that purpose? That is what we must ask ourselves, and that is what our children must see us doing so that they can imitate this thing instead of all the negative things they are imitating now. When we try to act like we don't know where it is coming from. And just as in my days, because I have been around over 500 years, children do what they see adults doing. So I beg, please, Aesop the up here, and yes, the same Aesop you know, and I know I'm looking rather black, but I've always actually been black, even though the books tell you, their books tell you that I am this Greek fellow. They also tell you I was kidnapped or stolen from North Africa, which is to Sudan. Excuse me. This beautiful complexion is not because I am Greek. I will leave the rest to you for your imagination. But purpose is very important. So I say that, and I say remind our children, this is how our history was passed along by mouth. That does not mean it was not written in books, because that is also, you can go to Timbuktu and see books older than old. The point is, we kept those stories alive, that history alive, by using our mouth to give it breath and life again. So it does not remain dead in books like some people's history. We must remember our ancestors are there always, waiting for us to acknowledge them so they can come to our aid. Again, my brothers and sisters, Aesop the up here saying, please remember your purpose. But I leave them to you. Blessed love, family. As usual, man, happy Kwanzaa. And again, I say today, Habaragani, what's the news? And the news today is purpose, And purpose, there's some people call it New Year's resolutions. I just call it a 24-hour reminding of self, And my purpose, so I'll take it upon myself. My purpose this year is to really bring Puppets Village to the world. We have been talking about it, friends and I, in a circle of friends and I've been working on it for the last 5 years or so. We found an amazing, amazing studio here locally in Connecticut where we're going to, let's say, 4 or 5 pages away from completing the pilot episode of Puppets Village. It's reimagining Sesame Street. I'm 55 years old, and Brother Jim Henson created Sesame Street the year before I was born, 56 years ago. I just learned that it was cancelled. I don't know how you can cancel Sesame Street, but that is, I guess, a metaphor for what our world is like now. So I'm glad to be able to bring the idea that the creator chose me to bring it forward. And so this year, among the other things that I'll do, I will continue to grow as an artist and shine as an artist. Yes, I said shine because the purpose is to definitely bring your work to the fore. And I will push this as a video. Every year, I give myself 3 things that I would like to, at the end of those 365 days, when I assess the what's and the hows, I want to be able to say, yeah, this and this and this. And for those of you, in the last 10 years, I've been very diligent about it. So this year, I will be doing the work, putting forward a book on the Our Journey series that we have here celebrating African Caribbean people's migration from our parts of the world to Europe and North America during the entire 100 years of the 20th century. It's here now in Bridgeport at the Housatonic Museum of Art. 61 paintings telling that story is an ode to one of my heroes, Jacob Lawrence, an African American who did the same thing over 60, 70 years ago, telling the story of African Americans traveling from the South to what are now called black cities, the Chicagos and the Harlems and the Detroits and those places like that. If you have a chance and you're in this area, please come in. But another thing that I want to do, my second thing this year, as far as purpose goes, is to get that around the world. And to start very logically here, inside the continental US and HBCs. I don't want to beg anyone to bring it. I know it's all history. I know that Caribbean people have been coming to this country for since the beginning of the 20th century. So I know that we have a lot of roots in this place, and I want them to go to those places where it's needed, where it can be used as a teaching tool and not as something to decorate big museums. So I'm not necessarily going to be catering to the ones you may think. I really want to deal with the HBC colleges and the universities that have museums that can hold the show. Ultimately to the Caribbean, to the different universities there, because it is our story and our journey, and then also as far as dream location, let's say, I would love for it to end up somewhere like the University of West Indies and any of the places that they're located, Trinidad, Jamaica, the branch in Antigua, my homeland, or the ultimate, let's say, is the Schomburg, the museum that is now internationally known, universally known as the place where our story is collected for future generations. And that is the goal. That is one of my goals. So it is bring Puppets Village to screen. We're going to be shooting for sure. We're going to shoot at least the first episode by February, and we're going to try to get maybe 6 of them if we can. Put forward the idea of presenting our journey to different entities and see if we can get it touring. You know what I mean? Anybody that can help me with that, we're open to suggestions and ideas and collaborations as long as they make sense. And then the third thing is, we just put out a third book of poetry called Season Rice. Push that and really try to tour with that around, especially around the Caribbean. I've taken to writing in my native tongue. Feel more comfortable doing that, than talking the American talking all the time. So I'm starting to write that way, and it's very freeing. Just to continue to, and the third thing is to continue to discover Ayaba, Yulin's son, Kenya, and discovering the way of, why these gifts, and what am I supposed to be doing with them, and, am I doing enough with them? And so I challenge you to do the same thing, and in that strength, I said, let me pour some actually to the ancestors that use a libation, Ashiu, Ashiu, Ashiu. And in that, we take black candle, unity candle, and we light the first green candle, and we say, Nia. Purpose. We should love and light, family, Stay together, stay focused, and remember to start trusting in us first, Love, Ayaba, tomorrow. Again, I'm feeling the vibrations of this moment, so I decided, I told Ayaba, I would like to come and just sort of whet your appetite so that you are expecting Puppet Village. Let's see. One of my favorites. So a long time ago, a long, well, you know what? Let's cut to the chase. A lot of these stories happened many moons ago, so we just see one very long time ago, in North Africa, there was a scorpion, a girl scorpion. And she was in a hurry to get home because you see, she was late and her mother did like when she was late. So she arrived at the river and here she is now looking left, right, and she cannot see what happened to the bridge. Then she remembered just a few nights earlier, there had been a very big rain, and now she's thinking the bridge had been wiped away by the rain. But how would she get across the river? And she's looking and she's wondering. And suddenly she sees a crocodile coming upstream towards her. And she yells to the crocodile, "Mr. Crocodile! Mr. Crocodile, sir, please, I'm begging you, allow me to ride on your back. Just from here to the other side of the river. I have to get home before late because my mother will be very upset with me." And the crocodile stops being a grown man and says, "You know, young lady, it's my understanding that scorpions always sting. So if I put you on my back and you sting me while we're in this water, we will end up going under the water and be no more. So I do not think that is a very good idea." And she, of course, needing to get home, said, "Please, sir, please, I promise this one time I will not be a scorpion. I just need to get home and it will take less than a minute and a half, please, sir." And the crocodile, being a good guy, decided he would try. So he said, "Okay, you can ride my back, but I'm warning you, if you bite, we will both go under this water and be no more." And so he turned and allowed her to climb on his back. And they crossed the river slowly. And just as they were about to reach the other end, do you know what that scorpion did? Yes, she bit that crocodile. And they started to go under the water. And the crocodile looked back at her and said, "Why would you do such a thing? Now we are going under the water and we'll be no more." And she looked down and said, "I'm so sorry, sir. But I'm a crocodile, I'm a scorpion. And scorpions bite." And they went under the water and were no more. And you know, a great lady I met many years ago, Dr. Maya Angelou, tells us that when somebody tells you who they are, it is your job to believe them. And this is especially important for you children and you adults as well. Sometimes we do not give our sixth sense, our spider sense, let's call it, the right amount of attention. And so we remember after the fact and we say things like, "I should have, and I could have, and I might have." Well, I'm saying to you, another way to focus that purpose, start to depend more on your inner guidance. You know, the Most High is quite clever, this entity that we worship. So everything you are looking for is already inside. So maybe now is the time to also try to connect more with your inner compass, shall we say. Be well. So I guess let's say whether Asopi Diop inspired. So artist proof what I'm sharing, you know. It's on the market now and I would love for you to pick it up. The plan is to be in your area, wherever that area may be, sooner than later. And you know, perhaps you can come and I can sign it to you and you can ask me some really amazing question that, you know, arose from something you read in here, you know. Clarity. In a moment of clarity, I choose me. Me and that moment walked into eternity and left you standing there in retrospect. Hindsight the only solace. Malice and hard feelings purged and reconciled. Smiling, moving forward. Yeah. Winter wind, same wind been blowing across this land since white man came. Harsh, white, winter wind. Okay. He ain't heavy. I love you, brother. Be you broken or whole, still inside your soul, freezing in the cold of your manhood, stuck in existential definitions, numb inside, defined and maligned, head bowed, numb inside, accepting guilt is a consequence of gender, head bowed, numb inside, bite tongue, swallow blood, white woman's revolution sojourned your woman again, truth clouded behind historical amnesia, forget the law of cause and effect, balm for forever wound, too many ropes round too many necks, call a man boy in front of his woman enough times, something is going to, will, break, cry, die. Emasculation is a weapon of war, a means to an end that began in the belly of a slave ship, in the belly of a black woman, rape as a weapon of war, helpless, homeless, jobless, useless, reduced to a penis and a tongue that comes when called only to crawl back under her low expectations, resentment mingled and intertwined into too many generations of disappointed black women, tired of carrying the load of a broken family, a broken man, tired of neglecting her broken self, tired of one more chance, baby, please, tired of seeing her man on his knees, searching for his manhood under her low expectations, too tired to remember the law of cause and effect in a war we've been losing 400 years against an enemy bent on destroying our family. Freeze, dangerous outside, cold whiteness, don't give a shit about your right to be. Freeze too, ain't been this cold since Jim Crow's hold took the soul from emancipation. American massacre, clarity in a rain of bullets, when the violence sowed reaches reaping season and blood drowns hope in a flood of hopelessness. Homegrown terror from white men who get mental health labels before the shooting stops. Terror bringers who never get labeled terrorists will make the list of men to watch out for. I'm gonna do one more and sign off. Black Solomon. Black and comely, made to hate the skin I'm in, kill it, destroy it, alter it, crucified at the crossroads as sins of white men who love black flesh, sweating, carrying the foundation of a republic on crimson shoulders, castrated in the name of whiteness on magnolia limbs, sweet smell of jealousy dangling from the length of my Felix symbol. Built Rapunzel towers from the bones of Emmett Till. Tallahatchie stills waters, carries nigger Jim past Twain's trapped imagination. Football, baseball, basketball, eunuchs lined up against a wall of preconceived notions. One love, yeah?